Okay, everyone, can you hear me now? Can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me? We are trying this one more time. I ran into some technical difficulties, and it had nothing to do with the AirPods. It had to do with the browser. So I hope can you all hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Okay, now that you haven't heard anything, let's start this show over again. First things first. Welcome, everybody. It has been a while. I have not been on the air since April. Life threw me some curveballs that I was not expecting. And so today is about stress relief strategies from the convenience of home, whether it's a lot of free things or whether it is using Lifepro products to age yourself younger as the stress continues to pile on. But today I'm jumping back in and feeling phenomenal and feeling, living my best life right now. But it took me taking some time away in order to kind of take care of myself and pour into myself first instead of stretching myself as thin as I was. So went through a divorce last year after being with the same person for 27 years, a 14-year-old daughter involved. So now I'm a single mom. And ended up with some Bell's palsy on part of my face. I broke my nose back in March, April, trying to put one of the rebounders together by myself. I don't recommend you do that. It was not Lifepro's product. It was me just trying to do everything on my own, which we can't do. So healing through all of that and just trying to get through life and life's challenges. And so summer months with having a child and getting her into a new school and adjusting to a new community, like blah, 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 right? Sounds familiar though, right? Because we all go through stress and it's a matter of how we process it and how we manage it as to how we come up on the other side. When you have been handed a diagnosis of an autoimmune issue, cancer, osteoporosis, you might have had some kind of a gut misregulation. There's all different kinds of challenges that we are facing today. And what I do professionally in a medical sense is I handle pain management. I provide instant pain relief, non-medicinal, using as much holistic Eastern methodologies as possible so that we can get people feeling phenomenal and priming their body in an optimal environment for it to heal itself instead of manipulating it. The more that we manipulate the human body, the less it's able to take care of itself, and the harder it is to get back to where it should be. The difference in having an autoimmune condition and not is inflammatory hormones. And inflammatory hormones happen because of us pushing ourselves so thin, or go, or we are exposing ourselves to a lot of toxic energy, whether it's metals, whether it's blue light, whether it's different frequencies. There's so many things that we can introduce to our body that cause oxidative stress or cellular degeneration, which means the cells in the human body are no longer thriving at the level that they should. They're mutating. And when so many of our cells mutate, and our mitochondria, which is the processors in the cells, when that all happens, the brain doesn't communicate with our body the same way. And so we just go into compensation mode, just doing what it takes to get by. And our body can only do that for so long before it just says enough is enough. And so that's been my last year. And so being a leader of many, a leader of one, a leader of many. If you can't lead yourself, you can't lead any. So I had to take care of me and figure out what I needed emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically. And I had to start putting other priorities ahead of what I've always done. And I've been with Lifepro all the way back since 2018, 2019 was when I started working with them, and have been introduced to all these amazing technologies that you used to have to go to a med spa or go to a therapist to have access to. And now you all have it from the convenience of your home. So if you haven't learned from me in the past, I've been, trying to biohack into a lot of these different technologies. Everything I learn is all clinical based, so it's all medicinal based. In a medical facility, which is where I'm at now. I own my own medical facility. And it's all about trying to educate as many people as possible about how you can prime or take care of maintaining your vehicle, which is our body, and doing it in a way that when you do come to see someone like me, that we're doing the things that you don't have access to, and optimizing yourself to living truly your best life forward. We process anywhere from 60,000 to 70,000 thoughts per day. And the majority of those thoughts for most people are negative. Like 40,000 of those thoughts for most people are negative. That's a proven fact. And when we are processing a lot of negative thoughts, our nervous system kicks up a notch, and our sympathetic nervous system, which is our respiration, heart rate, fight or flight, hormones go bananas. So that is our cortisol, adrenaline, norepinephrine. Those go into overproducing mode, and those are located, a lot of your adrenal hormones are on the kidneys in the low back. So we create tension in parts of our body that we really aren't able to function very well, and it eventually catches up with us. You can't be in a state of fight or flight and restoration at the same time. So our parasympathetic nervous system is our rest, recovery, digestion, repair system. And we aren't in that system very much. So I'm going to teach you today some strategies in which you can tap into that system so that you can allow the environment for your body to heal. You can accelerate healing by being in that system. And I'm going to share with you some free strategies, but also the different products that we have here in the background. I was on the vibration board when we started. I've got the PMF mat behind me. I've got the Oculax eye massager, which also works for headaches, eye pain, dry eyes, TMJ, jaw pain, jaw tension. A lot of us, when we get tense right here, or we are carrying anxiety, which shows up, anxiety is right here in our front meridian line. Sadness and grief shows up back here in our neck and shoulders on the backside. If you can change the electrical connections in our brain with our cells, and we can change the dominant side of our cells. You're hearing a lot about grounding mats. The pulsed electromagnetic field mat behind me, the PMF mat behind me, is very similar to a grounding mat. It's referred to as I want to say it's the fifth element of the human body. So our body actually needs PMF. It needs a lot of extra electrical neutralization, if you will. When we are really inflamed and we're swollen, we carry a much higher polarity in the positive sense. And so if we can use a negative polarity to neutralize a lot of those cells, then they can heal. And the majority of the cells we can change for the better our body optimally operates. Okay. So try not to get too specific on the science behind it without talking over your head, but just trying to make sure that you know that all this is truly clinical based and it really works versus me telling you what people think they should hear. But where I started here, when you see this, what do you see? Okay, this is where my journey started a few years ago, and led to me taking care of myself a little different. But when you see this picture, you see that it says to fill yourself up first, and you see the picture, and you see a cup and a bowl, or maybe you didn't see the bowl, right? But how are you filling yourselves up right now? Are you allowing other influences like me, or like neighbors, or coworkers, or family? Who is filling that energy tank up? Okay. We want to make sure that we're getting good energy in, because what goes in is what you become. And I want you to remember that your inflow, what you let into your mind, your inflow must be greater than your outflow, or you will drown in the overflow. That was me. I was drowning, trying to save myself, and you can't save anyone else until you save you. Okay. So fill yourself up first. Okay. And I didn't want to understand this because I'm a selfless individual. I love making a difference for so many other people, and I hate saying no to people. But sometimes you have to put on your own oxygen mask, before you can make a difference in others. So as I'm sharing this with you, I want you to answer this question in your mind. What do you see in this picture? What do you see this as being? And as I'm reading this to you, because this changed my life, it changed my whole perspective. So I want to share it with you. Because I've heard about, take care of yourself first. It is so hard to take care of yourself first when you have so many other people depending on you. But after you hear this might make a little bit more sense, and this picture is going to change how you see it right now when I'm done. And then I'm going to share with you how to flip the switch into pouring into yourself, allowing the right influences inflowing, the right energy in, and how you can change your hormone release inside by using these free strategies, but also using some of the Lifepro products. Okay. And if you have any questions, please comment in the chat box. If there's something that stands out to you, if you want to comment on what you see here or how it matters to you, I love being able to interact with all of you, and I love the personalization. So Dawn, thank you so much for sharing about the earpods, because sometimes, I've been doing this for several years, but we don't know until we know. Like sometimes we just don't think about certain things. So I appreciate all of you guys being here today. So as I'm sharing this with you, perhaps the most helpful tip that I've learned about helping others and giving myself to others came from a simple analogy about a cup, a pitcher, and a bowl. You are the cup, the pitcher is what you have to give, and the bowl is those who need what you are giving. If you use the cup to draw water from the pitcher in order to pour it into the bowl, there's always going to be a moment in which your cup is completely empty. Been there, done that. But if you put the cup inside the bowl and you pour the water from the pitcher into the cup, then eventually the cup will overflow into the bowl. You will never be empty, even when you are giving. So if you find yourself, if you find yourself in a situation of helping people in any way, and you may be tempted to give everything you got at the expense of emptying completely empty, like pouring completely empty from your cup to give to others, whether you are the go-to friend for talking through an emotionally difficult time, or a mom or dad who's trying to fulfill your family's needs, or maybe you are a boss trying to do right and attempting to be the best you can be for your coworkers or your employer. You cannot always give to others before you give to yourself. So thank you for being here today, for the moments that you're here to share, so that I can help you to filling up your cup so that you can pour from your bowl to give away to others and making a difference. So that's what today is all about. It's all about pouring into yourself, taking care of you, and that's why I'm back today. I'm ready to pour from the overflowing bowl that I've been filling up for the last several months from a variety of different things, some of them through Lifepro, some of them on my own, and I'm going to share with you some of those strategies. If you are somebody who is staying inside all day and you're not getting outside and getting sunlight, you got to start with getting outside. Get outside every day. Whether it's seeing other people, whether it's being in nature. Nature offers us a lot of ionization or a lot of natural healing because it is a God-created surface. It is God-created country, whether it's the birds or whether it's the trees or whether it's the breeze or the sights, the sounds, the textures, the touch. When we transfer energy from something that is real, something that is not lab created, but something that is real, when we connect that energy to ourselves, it offloads a lot of negative stuff and fills us back up with positive. So if you want to go out and hug a tree today, go out and hug a tree today because it does make a difference. You want to make sure if you are moving not so much, then you want to make sure that you're moving in some way or whatever you can, all right? Not moving enough is actually creating a lot of stagnant blood flow, a lot of lymph, a lot of blah. The electrical systems in the body don't operate the same way. And so as I started today's episode, because I'm staying in a static position talking to you all, if you have what I like to call the magic machines of Lifepro, the whole body vibration plates, get yourself one. It doesn't matter what big, what small, doesn't matter how many features it has on it. It doesn't even matter if it's Lifepro. Just get yourself a vibration plate and get on it. Even if you're sitting, you're going to see that like part of my body is going to be jiggling like crazy. Why? Because it is a reaction to an action, and it is something that we naturally are supposed to receive through, the Earth's gravitational energy. This is how we keep weight on astronauts in space, how they stay healthy, where they can't move. There is no motion. Everything's weightless. So here on Earth, if we need a little bit more help moving because we are not moving enough, whether we're sitting at a desk or we just don't have the energy to get up off the couch. Been there, by the way. There's days that you're just depressed, you don't have the energy. It just seems like so much effort just to be able to get up off the couch and go take a shower. Trust me, I've experienced that. Get on a machine or get your feet on a machine. If you're sitting on the couch, get your feet on a machine and let it move your feet. Let it move your legs. You get to take credit for movement, even if you're not initiating it. We just have to keep the body moving or it quits transferring information. And if we quit transferring information from the brain through our electrical systems, then you're slowly dying, okay? So we don't want that. So make sure that you can get your body moving. If you are fighting osteoporosis, and you're trying to improve bone density. The rebounders behind me, I'm going to be doing a live episode here in another few hours about how to vibrate and bounce your way to a healthier, younger you. And what I can tell you is our connective tissue, our fascia, is like this web of, like, I like to say, it's almost like fishnet pantyhose dipped in Jello, and we've got lots and lots of layers of it. And as we don't move as much and we sit stagnant, it becomes more like glue and lots of tangles, as opposed to being nice and flexible and pliable and squishy and remoldable. And that's how our body transfers energy. That's where it holds emotion. That's where we get better. So vibration is a natural stimulant to that system. So it makes it very, very happy, which releases our happy hormones from our brain and makes the rest of us happy. So if you have trouble moving, get on a vibration plate. I don't care if it's Lifepro or if it's another different brand. If you've had some other brands, I can't tell you how to use it because I only understand Lifepro, and I've used the most expensive vibration plates that are out there, and I love the Lifepro plates, hands down, all day, every day, the best. Just get on the machine, whether you're sitting, get on and just push the button to start and let it move you, because that means something is metabolizing, cells are receiving good energy, inflow is good, and you're feeling better and better as you continue to try a little bit more. You can just stand on it. You don't have to exercise. Just get on a plate. If you are fighting osteoporosis or you're trying to improve bone density, the rebounders stimulate an elasticity restructuring process specifically in our limbs, but it is stimulating bone regeneration. So you're producing more bone tissue when you are on one of the rebounders and you're bouncing. There's a safe way to do it. So we're going to talk about that later today. If you want to come back here in a few hours, I'm going to be teaching some low energy, low impact workouts on the rebounders in combination with the vibration board and how to go from one to the other. It's going to be awesome. If you are just needing to wind down at the end of a very stressful day, or you're having a stressful day to start with and you just need to pause, that's what the grounding mat, the PMF mats, are for. You won't feel much when you're using those. They don't feel like much. You'll even wonder if it's even on. If you turn on the infrared wavelengths that are inside of it, so it presents with infrared technology similar to a sauna. So it does crank up to 160 degrees if you want to feel that heat, that warmth, that comfort. But you're also getting 30 hertz of pulsed electromagnetic fields, and that's where the cells get excited and where they start to heal from being mutated, okay? So it is really, really good stuff. If you're just needing grounding, if you have grounding sheets at home, if you have a grounding mat at home, get grounded, because working through our feet, working through our palms, and getting our body into contact with energy that is positive, it's negative, strong for us, allows other areas of our body to heal, naturally speaking, because it has to have a certain amount of electrical connection in order to continue to thrive. When you look at your life through play, like trying to find the youth within you, I don't care if you're 70, I don't care if you're 40, I don't care if you're 12. You have to stay youthful inside. You have to find a way to laugh and have fun every day, because that releases hormones, naturally speaking. So I'm not going to go into the mental aspect of how to recharge your batteries, but what I do want to talk to you about really quick before I share some more strategies with you is understanding the vagus nerve. Our vagus nerve is the longest nerve in the human body, okay? I don't know if you see this backwards or if you see it, but as you should, but if you see it backwards, it's okay. But it shows like the vagus nerve here, it connects, it's in our cranium, it's our 10th cranial nerve, and it splits off behind our ear and travels down the entire length of our body, okay? It affects every single system in the human body. And the vagus nerve is the light switch, whether you are in fight or flight, go, 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 or whether you are in repair restoration mode. So if you can learn how to enhance how your vagus nerve is working, you can actually eliminate disease, because it has a huge control over all of that. So the following, I created this document, which I can share on our Facebook channel, and I can share it on YouTube later, but 10 signs to know if you have low vagal nerve tone. If you have low vagal nerve tone, that means your body cannot heal itself and you're going to end up getting sick, or you're going to be diagnosed with something that does not have a pill to fix it, okay? If you've got digestive issues, irritable bowel syndrome, constipation, reflux, bloating, that is a sign. Because the vagus nerve starts up here, and for women, it ends in the uterus down low, and in men, it ends near the prostate. And it is kind of what controls hormone response, but it controls also how we are getting better or getting worse. If you feel anxious, you have fears, you worry a lot, or you have emotional instability, imbalance, if you're going through depression, that is a sign that your vagus nerve is not stimulated. Feeling disconnected or lack of motivation. You feel chronic pain, which means you've been feeling pain for several weeks, months, years. Vagal nerve down. You have no appetite, or you fill up too quick. If you notice that your voice is hoarse, or if you're feeling wheezy or you're losing your voice, that is another sign of vagal nerve tone being too low. You have difficulty swallowing, or you have a high gag reflex. I'm sorry, that's the opposite. You have a low gag reflex, or you have difficulty like swallowing, clearing your throat. Heart rate, blood pressure changes are another big one, or you can't sleep at night. And if those are if you have some of those symptoms or all of them, then this is a list of all the wonderful natural things that you can do in order to enhance how your vagus nerve is communicating and working all the systems in your body, and how you can do those for free at home in order to get better. I enhance and stimulate my vagus nerve every single morning. It's the first thing I do as soon as I wake up. I am turning on music. I am dancing. I am singing out loud. I am having fun. I don't care if I'm naked in the shower, or if I'm on a vibration board, or if I'm getting dressed in my room. I am dancing and shaking it out and having fun. Because when you sing out loud, you're stimulating that part of the vagus nerve which operates the throat and the voice box. So if you notice that you're hoarse, you're having trouble with swallowing, you're having trouble with breathing, singing out loud and laughing out loud, or you can hum, you can chant, and I'm not meaning meditational chant. You can da 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 da, right? Like not singing voice, but I like to sing as if I'm a superstar, but I'm not a superstar. But I pretend like I'm one, because if I can sing out loud and if I can have fun doing it, then I'm enhancing that vagus nerve. Naturally dancing is a form of movement. It makes us feel good. We're like free flowing through different planes of movement. You can dance however you want to. Dance like nobody's watching and you're naked, right? Or dance like everybody's watching and still have fun, because dancing and singing are two free ways in which you can excite and enhance how your vagus nerve provides signals that you can heal, okay? If laughing is a natural way to enhance the vagus nerve. So I want you to laugh out loud somewhere. I don't care if you're like Mary Poppins scene trying to make up all these different laughs, but hee, ha, 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 ho, right? How many different ways can you laugh and have fun listening to yourself laugh? Because laughing actually enhances how that nerve functions as well. When it comes to intermittent fasting, if any of you are intermittent fasting and trying to change how the body metabolizes, intermittent fasting also enhances how that nerve works. Gargling. Put some water in your mouth and just gurgle out loud. You can gargle, and that stimulates a lot of things happening within the mouth. One of the challenges I've been dealing with this last year that I've talked about, but I've kind of had to step away because I didn't have the ability to speak as much. I have an autoimmune condition in which it attacks my mucous membranes. So I get ulcers in my mouth and I break out. And so every time I brush my teeth, I'm spitting blood. And if I'm not careful, it can turn into a form of oral cancer. So I've had biopsies done. I've been on an oral cancer medication, an oral medication for a couple of years. I started on a different drug just about a month ago, which I'm finally starting to get a grip on all this. But this has been my fight over I've been dealing with this for 3 years. It's an autoimmune condition in which it just destroys your gums, and you get receding gums, and your tongue gets spots, and it's not contagious. It's not something that you can catch or transfer to somebody else. It is just a breakdown in which your body attacks itself. So I've been dealing with this. Hence, that's why I left the scene talking out loud to all of you for several months, because I had to let my mouth heal and catch up. And now this beautiful smile and all this information up here gets to make its way to you so that you can truly use it to your own gains. Socializing. A lot of people are living in silence, silently suffering alone. You got to connect somehow. Go out and volunteer. Somebody always has it worse than you do, and you've already survived your worst day or you would not be here. Getting exposure to a sunrise or a sunset. Hormones stimulate through our pupils naturally with the sunrise coming up, and then we meditate, circadian rhythm kicks in, melatonin goes up for sleeping when the sun goes down. So getting outside, seeing sunlight in person or being in the sun, we all need sun. Acupuncture, grounding, I kind of mentioned that. I do a form of acupuncture here every day with all my clients. If you don't have access to acupuncture, then get on the grounding mat, the PMF mat, or get yourself into some mechanical vibration. There's a lot of different things that you can do. Having exposure to cold can be really shocking to the system, so it kind of hits the reset button. Not everybody can handle cold immersion. So if you're diabetic, you have neuropathy, that is not ideal for you. If you have open sores from the waist down, not ideal to be in cold water immersion. But if you are wanting to shock the system and get comfortable, it's going to take you a couple of days. I did a 30-day series of how to acclimate into cold water tubs, and we've got the 2 Norpods behind me. But I did that last summer and teaching you how to breathe, how to meditate, what to think, what you should feel, how to adapt and adjust if it's really miserable for you getting started, some strategies on how to make it a lot more comfortable. But those are just some ways that you can hack into your vagus nerve and enhance the nervous system. The sauna over here in the corner, that is a Lifepro sauna providing infrared heat. It is a great way to be able to enhance how your body is healing and how the cells are keeping up. So if you happen to have one of our sauna blankets that are portable, you have our new portable sauna, which looks like a changing room that just pops up like a tent, and it's super easy to carry along with you from one place to another. You can get in that, and the infrared technology is the fastest way to heal all of our cells on a global basis, so total body, okay? Red light therapy, also really good. But again, whatever you can do to enhance how the cells are working inside is going to how you're going to feel on the outside. I want to share with you with these new rebounders. We just came out with these within the last month or so. Again, I'm going to do a workout with you a little bit later. Our calf muscle, this big gastroc muscle here, is known as the body's second heart, okay? We have our heart, which is electrically firing by signals from the brain. It is pumping, mechanically pumping blood in and out of our vessels in order to be able to heal, delivering the nutrients to our extremities. But the problem is when we are breaking down and when our body is stagnant, or we're doing too much of the same thing all the time, we get all this lymph and all this gunk as far away from this heart as possible. And our lymphatic system, we've got lymph nodes everywhere in our legs, in our arms, in our torso, in our neck. When our lymphatic system can't catch up because it's furthest away from the center, we have to have something mechanical to push everything back up. And so that is our calf. That is why our calf muscle is so important. It is our second heart. It is meant to pump everything up, which we can get up here in the legs. We can excrete it, eliminate through our garbage disposal system. The garbage disposal system is our skin. It is our mouth. It is our anus and our urethra. Like, we urinate, we evacuate through bowels, we vomit, we sweat, we stink. Our body eliminates toxins through our lymphatic system, but our skin is one of our biggest detox organs in the human body. So make sure the red light therapy is great for skin health. If you're breaking out in a rash, if you're breaking out in hives, if you've got redness, that is your body saying it's trying to eliminate crap out of the system, okay? So red light therapy is great for that. But yes, we got to keep our body moving. So even if you just get on the rebounder, we're going to show you here. Even if you just get on there and just step in place. We got two different kinds. I'm going to cover that a little bit later. But even if you just get on a rebounder and you just want to hold on and you just want to march in place, it is stimulating that second heart in our calf to pump. Okay. If you don't want to jump, but you just want to use your feet to bounce, you can bounce without jumping. Okay. It is the bouncing that causes those calf muscles to fire away and get super excited and push all that healing energy back up into our body. Okay. So we have on the bottom of our feet, and our piggly wigglies, and on the palm of our hands, 80% of the nerve cells that provide the brain and your center of gravity, your core, with information about where you're at in space and how your body is using that energy to heal. Those cells only exist on the skin, on the palms, and on the feet. So you want to excite, okay? You can do that using the vibration platform. You can do that bouncing without jumping. So it's low impact, but it is stimulating the bone to produce more bone material to being able to fill in those brittle spots so that you get better and better and better and less of a chance of falling. Working on balance and coordination, it is enhancing a lot of different things, which I'll talk about later today. The difference between the two is weight, max weight. They're both exactly the same size, exactly the same height, fold into the same size. The jump surface is heavier duty on the blue versus the green. The green is a weight capacity of 225. The blue is 350. If you're on the edge of 225, go with the blue because it has a much firmer surface so you can really bounce and enjoy it. You saw me bouncing barefoot. If you're going to do that, make sure that you're not getting airtime. We don't want airtime if we're bouncing barefoot. In fact, it tells you in the manual not to bounce barefoot. I'm going to move my EMF mat out of the way so I can bring these a little bit closer too. But yeah, you want to make sure that you have about 7 feet space all the way around you if you're going to bounce, and you want to make sure that your ceiling height is at least 10 feet because you don't want to top out by touching the ceiling fan by accident, okay? Let me adjust my screen here so you can see all of this. But just some simple strategies here. If you have one of the jump track trampoline rebounders, you can hold on to the handlebar, and I am just keeping my knees nice and soft. And I am keeping my feet still, so I'm not getting airtime. We don't want airtime without shoes on. But just bouncing, okay? Because when we're bouncing, we're causing a reaction in the muscles. They have to do something because it's a reaction to an action, okay? If you want to march in place, okay, you can march in place. You're gonna feel this in your hips a lot different because you're having to stabilize, okay? You can step touch side to side. You want to make sure you stay in the jump surface, okay? You can twist side to side, so we can do little mini bounces. You can just work on trying to get your knee up. We're holding onto the rail, just getting our knee up, okay? And when you make contact with that surface, it shifts your weight a little bit. So you are having to work on balancing. So that's, the jump track is really cool, new piece of equipment. And I'm gonna be teaching more and more of those exercises, those videos, those workouts in short bursts, 10 to 20 minutes, so that you can get those express workouts in and get that body moving and flowing, and you can truly be living at your best. So I wanted to share with you, as I'm back, today is my first day back with Lifepro. I've been with Lifepro for several years. Started with Lifepro, it's just Joel and Abe and I years ago. And now we have this amazing group of people, all of you for being here and continuing to collaborate and interact and learn with doctors and medical professionals. And we're getting lots of different research coming in because of our customers and our special valued people like you who are benefiting at home, and you're sharing your stories with us. So the saying goes, live a life worth telling, a story about what's your story. And we love hearing all of your stories because it helps us knowing how to help and make a difference for all of you. So today is all about stress relief. What can you do to manage stress naturally at home? Because the more stressed out you get, the unhealthier the body is, the more likely you're going to end up with cancer or an autoimmune disease that's really hard to reverse. having to slow down in life and take lots of expensive drugs that most of us don't have the money for, and insurance wants to decline. We won't get into that topic today because that's a whole nother animal. But I've had to slow down on my workouts. I've not been to the gym to exercise with resistance training in several weeks. So I'm feeling a little flubbery, a little fluffy today. And that's okay, because I still have today and I'll have tomorrow. But if we don't slow down and take time for ourselves, pour into ourselves and take care of our body, then we don't have to worry about lifting weights every day, because you're not going to be able to move. Your body won't let you. It will shut you down. That's the power of the vagus nerve. It can cause you to faint. It can cause you to vomit. It can cause you to pass out. It can cause you all kinds of issues. Irritable bowel syndrome. It can cause you to not be able to sleep. There's a lot of things that the vagus nerve does in order to be able to protect us, keeping us alive, but at an inconvenience when we push it too hard. So today, let's work on enhancing how our vagus nerve is functioning. Again, those free opportunities. Journaling, believe it or not, journaling out your thoughts is a really easy way to helping in enhancing that vagus nerve. It's not so much dietary as it is things that you do here between the eyes and the ears, and what you're doing here within your spirit and your soul. So make sure that you're breathing well, that you're laughing, that you're singing. And if nobody's at home and you want to break out into a fun dance to some music that you love, even if it's just a little bit of flow, you know, where the energy flows is where our body heals. So put focus and intention in doing things every day. Walking is the fastest way to regulate hormones. The impact, the light impact, and the beat of our body making contact with the ground as we are walking simulates, or coordinates with our opposite arm, opposite shoulder. And so if we're not walking every day, and getting out and moving, our body cannot regulate hormones. So it is the fastest way to re-regulate hormones is just walking. If you want to go outside and walk the neighborhood, walk the dog, wave to the neighbor that you can't stand, and kill them with kindness, it will actually make you heal faster. It's pretty cool how it works. Yeah, so those are some of those strategies for today. If you just need to shut the world off, this is how I travel. I've been traveling a lot lately for work, which I love to travel the country and see everybody. I was on a stage 2 weeks ago in Long Beach, California, one of the nation's top 1% in what I do professionally, and to be able to share that with so many other people. But it is an 8-hour day of travel there and to and from. So 8 hours to get there, 8 hours to get home, 3 suitcases for a week, and wore this human anatomy bodysuit all day. And then 3-hour time changing and coming back. Different environment, different weather, different food, different hotel room bed. It is a lot on the system. So I travel with the Oculax so I can shut my mind off. It has little bird chirps. It has nature sounds, but you just put it on and then you push the button here on the side, push and hold until it kicks on, and it heats up really fast. Like within 1 minute, it heats up really warm, and it just massages all this. And it allows you to shut everything away. Like you feel this, if you get headaches around your eyes, behind your eyes, across your forehead, your temples, it releases that tension doing this natural massage. If you decide that you don't want the sound of water, or you don't want the white noise, you don't want to hear the birds, you can turn that feature off. You can turn off the heat feature. You can turn off the massage feature if you don't want to feel the massage. And it automatically kicks itself off after 15 to 20 minutes. This is one of my absolute favorite products. I've had, I gift this to a lot of people for the holidays or for Christmas, birthdays. This is hands down one of my favorite products, in addition to the one that I'm sitting on, which is the Rumble X Plus. So if you need to shut the world away and just take 10 minutes, take a work break, go out to your car, put on your Oculax, and just pause and just breathe. It will recharge that vagus nerve in a matter of no time, and then before you know it, you're a different person when you go back inside. So those are some of the strategies. I'm so sorry that you guys had to deal with my technical difficulties earlier. It comes down to being on the right browser, evidently, and certain mics work really well on certain browsers, and working with our third-party software here, transferring all this information to several different sites. But I am so grateful for every single one of you today. And I'm grateful truly to have the opportunity to connect and say hi to everybody. I've missed all of you for the months that I've been away. And I am ready to go all in and start sharing with you more and more knowledge and research in the form of workouts, because I know you all don't want to sit here and listen to me talk all day. So we're going to get to working out later today. If you want to come back here in a few hours, I'm going to be doing a workout series. They're going to be short workout series using the rebounders and using the vibration board in combination with, not to go hardcore, super sweaty, but just to get moving and just to get that lymphatic system like recharged and refiring and just feeling good, because we all want to feel good, whether it's rolling out of bed first thing in the morning or whether it's going to bed at night. We all want to wake up every day feeling good, and we all want to go to bed knowing that we made a difference in the world. Just feeling good about ourselves. And that is so much more in our control than what we realize. We just have to have the resources and have a reminder, like you got to flip the switch, snap out of the stinking thinking, and get into gratitude and happy. So I want to say thank you on behalf of Lifepro. We've always said we've got you, and you're never alone. God's not going to give you more than you can't handle within a team. And we at Lifepro, I'm super excited to be part of your team. And we're not meant to handle things alone. So if you're handling things alone, reach out to me. I have been answering people text messaging me or video or messenger chatting. I might have not been on the front lines over the last several months, but I have been talking one-on-one through messages with a lot of our customers. I give out my phone number, and they reach out when they need something. And if I don't respond right away, just continue to ping me, continue to nudge me a little bit, just a little reminder, because I'm pouring into myself, but you deserve somebody pouring into you too. So make sure that you're opening that inflow to allowing others to pour into you. And we at Lifepro love being part of your team. And so let us know what we can do to better serve you, because that's what we're here for. And I'll look forward to seeing you in our next video. Have a great day, my friends.